Hello everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the European server. We're in Winter Himmelsdorf, standard mode, south spawn with Rytheon and his Luchs. This is his second entry into the Luchs Hall of Fame, and definitely the most interesting, as you will see as the fight goes on. Now, Winter Himmelsdorf isn't really considered a scout map, but when you're looking at tier 4 scouts playing in a tier 4 battle, it's actually quite a good map for scouts, for these low tier scouts, because they have the agility and the mobility and the burst power to do very well in a guerrilla warfare type environment. No, they aren't going to go out and get a lot of spots. They probably aren't going to get a lot of spotting damage unless they track enemy tracks, but they get to run around these buildings and pop out and do drive-bys and ambushes and search and destroy, and they can just create havoc on the battlefield as long as they pay attention to the mini-map and keep track of where all the enemy tanks are. The small scouts on this map can be just utterly devastating. And in this lineup there's 2 artillery apiece, a ton of lights on both teams. His team has 1 Type 95 heavy, the enemy team has 2, and he has 3 mediums, 2 TDs. The enemy team has 5 mediums and 1 TD. So they're fairly equal. The enemy team has a couple more mediums and heavies, but like I said, that's not always good on this map because it's the lights that win this battle at tier 4. Their mobility and their ability to see farther and put out a decent amount of damage per shot or per clip gives them the advantage in the fight, and his team has the most lights. Now you'll see that doesn't work really well except for him, and he's told the Type 95 that Type 95 is going to have to carry the team, not realizing that in the end he is going to carry the team and carry it in a big way. Rytheon, by the way, I believe is in the same clan as Sebastian Potashkin. As he moves north with 2 TDs and a heavy behind him, he spots one of the enemy Type 95s. He'll pull over here and dump a clip into him. Luchs tear these guys up. You can see he did over half damage on that. He'll just reload. The Martyr 38T's trying to go around to the north and curl around and get some shots on him, so we'll see who gets the kill here. Now, unfortunately, nobody on his team took the hill, and you can see what's happening. The enemy teams completely claimed the hill, overrun the hill, and now they're pouring down the ramp exit from the south, and they're going to be flanking his team. Like right now, they're coming in on his arty. So they're down 2 tanks. You can expect that to be worse for a while. I think 1 light for his team went up the hill and he just got overwhelmed. So you see him once again firing slow, spacing out his shots, letting the aim circle get small again so he gets more effective fire. And again, he's doing it because he has the luxury of time. Nobody's looking at him, so he can sit there and take the extra seconds it takes to dump his clip that way and not worry about getting shot at in return. Now, at some point here soon, he's going to have to worry about all these tanks to the south, but he's going to take out the Matilda first if he can. The Matilda's looking to the south, and he's going to come in and get good shots on the side of him. Here he goes again, nice and slow, make the shot, make every round count. You think about with that last round moving up and hitting the other Matilda, and he decides, no, I need to reload. Probably because they're capping and there's just an arty down there trying to defend cap, so down 4 tanks, people capping, he has to go try to save the day. Two T-28s down here on cap. They kill the arty. Now it's just them. The one T-28 unwisely pulls out right to where he can be seen down one of the major approach lanes, which was bad. He should have ducked up against the building and forced anybody to come to him, because he had a friend there to help him out. So by backing up, he created a one-on-one, and Scout, it gets the advantage there. Now he's going to come in and kill the second T-28. He is up to 6 kills. They've evened up the fight 10-10. Doesn't stay that way. Now they're down 2 tanks again, just like that.
Enemy armor is hit. Penetration. Penetration.
And now it's just him and a Hetzer against 5 enemy tanks. He should be able to knock one of them off right here. As he's reloaded, he's going to pull out and shoot. Oh, the guy disappeared behind the building. He'll chase him down. The other light was headed off to his left, so he has time to pull around here and take the guy out. T-50 missed his shot. Rytheon didn't miss his. There's the T-80 back there with the Hetzer. Somehow he beats the Hetzer. Oh my god. So now he's 1-on-4. Kind of thought the Hetzer would win that battle, but he didn't. He got out-hetzed. So he knows where the T-80 is. He's going to come in here and take him out before anybody can come help him. Should be right down this alley. There he is. The guy never gets off a shot and dies. Now it's down to 1-on-3. He's up to 8 kills. He's going to pull up here, and duck in here and spot the courtyard, see if he can find any of the artillery or the Matilda moving around. There's the Matilda. Now with the Matilda facing toward the center of the courtroom, he's not going to slowly dump his clip. He's going to just do it all in one burst and be out of there, so he doesn't take any damage in return. And you'll see this when you watch his fights. If he's in danger of taking shots back, he'll usually dump it a little faster. If there's no danger of taking fire in return, then he'll slow it down, make sure he's aimed in, and try to hit every round. He's going to make a big wide circle around here. Keep moving farther to the west. I think he's going to try to come in and make a big circle and try to come up behind the Matilda, or maybe catch an artillery out here by himself. And as he pulls this way, he finds the one arty, the Sexton 2, down inside this little courtyard. It's like, what in the world? I can't think of really why an arty would like to be in here surrounded by tall buildings, but there he is. And Rytheon says, you know, that might be a suck place for arty, but it's a really good place for me while I reload, because that enemy arty's going to have a heck of a time trying to drop around in on me here. So I'll just reload in here and pull back out and see what I can find. As he pulls away, here comes the second artillery chugging down the main street here. Gets a clip into him, and now he's going to reload. Pull over to the left. And he's watching for the arty to come this way. If he doesn't, he knows he'll be able to pull out behind him, and here a guy comes. Right on cue to his death. Now, every advantage out there is in Raytheon's favor. He has more mobility, he has greater view range, greater agility, better alpha when you consider all the rounds out of his burst. Oh Lord, okay. So he did have every advantage. Now he has every advantage because the goofball Matilda just moved on to Cap, and it's saying, here I am. I'm on Cap Circle, I bet you can't see me. I'm going to be invisible. Why do people do this? And now Rytheon gets to dump a clip into him with no chance of being shot back. There's a bush in the way, and the guy can't see him until it's too late. Don't go to Cap. especially against the light that you know has the ability to get back and defend Cap before you can come close to completing it. Now, if it was some big old slow slug heavy and he's way up at the other end, then yes, by all means Cap. You can beat him that way. But not against the little guy that can run around fast. All you're doing is setting yourself up to lose doing this. And lose he does. Now, not this time. But Rytheon will just reload. He can turn it into a one-on-one showdown if he wants to. He doesn't have to try to be tricky about it, but he's going to try to be tricky about it because he sometimes when you just go in and Rambo and okay, you against me, bad things happen. You take a crit hit or something and all of a sudden what seemed to be an easy win turns into a life and death struggle. So he may be trying to avoid that type of eventuality. Either way, he's going to pull out here and get dump a full clip into the guy. There he is. He locks in and here we go. Right to his side. Death. 11 kills. No Radley Walters because he's a tier 4. But he gets 2,065 damage, 11 kills, 88 of 132 shooting, that's 67%. He got 0 spotting damage in 2 spots, lost 18,178 credits, got 82 points worth of cap defense, and he's awarded 2,321 XP, survived the fight, got a defender, a high caliber, and a top gun, as well as fire for effect and bruiser mini medals. Gives him a battle score of 2,401, which puts him into 14th place on the looks list. And like I said, Winter Himmelsdorf is never going to be considered a scout map by most scouts, but when you have these little tier 4s playing in a tier 4 battle, very much a scout map. You're not going to passive, you're just going to go out and be an annoying guerrilla fighter, and you won't always end up with 11 kills like Rytheon just did, but you can have a lot of good missions playing on these battlefields that are cities when you're low tier scouts against low tier opponents. It's a lot of fun to play them. Have to be extremely aware of where everybody is on the mini-map so that you know which corner is going to have an enemy on the other side of it and which corner is clear to go around and set up a shot into somebody's flank. In this case, his team never sent anybody up on the hill. I think just one light went up here. So while he moved over and was taken on the Type 95 here, the enemy team was just storming across the hill and came down and did their best to gain a flanking victory. But Rytheon moved in here, got 2 or 3 kills over here, then moved down and started kicking out the people off cap. He killed 2 T-28s, and by that time his team was way behind. And he just had to take over the fight and say, okay guys, I got the rest of them, you can go watch from the garage. And he ended up 1-on-4, took them all on, and won. He was able to isolate him again. He never had to fight against 2 at once, or 3 at once, or 4 at once. He got to take him on one at a time, and the looks against any one of the tanks that was left is a mismatch 1-on-1. So the enemy team handed him the victory by not getting together. Had they grouped up and come in one force, he wouldn't have been able to do it. And you see example after example of that. You see example after example of people capping at the end when they shouldn't. So learn your lessons and don't be those people. You'll prevent comebacks against your team. You'll put yourself in a position where you can be the one that wins the fight instead of the guy trying to make the big comeback. There's always lessons to learn from the team that loses, and not just from the scout that wins. From Winter Himmelsdorf, racking up 11 kills. Rytheon, happy hunting.